What's up, people of the YouTubes? It's the Tree Baron here, and I just thought I'd do a video since it's been a really long time since I did a video, and I got a new graphics card for Christmas, and I just wanted to talk about Elite Dangerous because I also recently got an Xbox 360 controller for my PC Master Race. Um, I thought Elite Dangerous might get a bit better with a controller, and some of my games have improved the experience. Elite Dangerous, it's still pretty shit. You can't. I tried playing combat with the controller, and it was just like basically impossible. Like I can get close to the target, but the actual getting it to hit is just really difficult. Anyway, I thought I'd talk a bit about Elite Dangerous because Elite Dangerous, I paid not full price because I don't pay full price for anything, but I paid more than normal. I want to say it was $30 or $40 paid because I'm excited. It's Elite Dangerous. I had some money coming into the bank, so I thought, well, I'll actually pay like 2/3 full price for a game for once because I love space games and crap like that. So I thought, well, Elite Dangerous looks good. And it does. It's a good looking game. I gotta say, the game looks fantastic. I'll just look around here. We're about to go into hyper mode or something. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, the game looks fantastic, and you can probably see that. So I was really excited for it, all sorts of new stuff. And then I started playing it, and for a while I'm like, yeah, this is pretty cool. And then I reached a point where there okay, have you ever had like a game and you're playing it and you're like, "Oh, this is good" because you just bought it and you're like, "Oh, everything's good about it." And then all of a sudden you're playing and you're like, "Oh, well, I don't really like that. I don't know why they put that in the game." And then you're like, "Okay, well that's passable. That's just one thing." And then like there's another thing and you're like, "Oh, I don't know if that was a good decision." And then these things just keep like building up like that, right? And Elite Dangerous is that game. And I'll tell you what, the gameplay is like a simulator, right? It's meant to be realistic. So I'm not talking about gameplay exactly. What you can do in the game is pretty cool. It's closer to a spaceship simulator, I'd say, right? And I think that's where the game really falls short, is in a lot of ways it's too realistic. And what I mean by that is I have no problem with your spaceship, like you can fly into the sun, you take damage from the heat, you have to go to different solar systems, and like plot a jump course and everything like that. Mostly what I mean is okay, like getting a quest for instance, or not a quest, I guess. It's like a mission, right? Is sort of a pain in the ass. Okay, so let me see. I can bring up the menu. It might take me a while, but I can give you an example of this. Here are my failed missions, by the way. Let's see. That. There we go. Okay, so I just set course for some station, a pretty big one down there. A lot of stations, you gotta keep in mind, are not going to be as big as this one. Escape vector. Here we go. Sorry, I'm burning up in the sun. That's my bad. There we go. Um, so we're gonna head to about a medium, large size station right now. Now the thing about the bigger stations is they have more missions, but you gotta keep in mind, this is just an example, but most of the stations are small little like ore mining facilities in the middle of nowhere, and they'll have like, I want to say, okay, for me, and I have 14 hours in this game, and this is not the default ship I'm in. I bought a ship. I played a bunch of like courier missions and crap like that, right? So I've put a decent amount of time into the game, but each station, each of the small ones, will have like 4 missions for me, right? 4. Okay, so that kind of starts to give you an idea. And yeah, there are a lot of stations, but you also got to keep in mind all of the quests or missions are basically of like one of 5 different types. Okay, Let's see. I got a couple failed ones here. Okay, so there's delivery type, right? You move cargo point A to point B. Those are the ones that give you the most money, they're easiest, and they're the fastest to do. Okay, so basically all the missions I do are those type. Second type, uh, you can give a donation. You basically pay money. It helps with your reputation. And then third type is like you can do mining and shit. I've never even tried mining in this, mostly because mining is really boring and I don't really, play a game so I can pretend to be a miner. I mean, that just never really appealed to me. Okay, here we're going to show one of the problems of the game. Sorry to take you out of that for a second, but okay, did you see that? I flew right past it. See, it'll tell you to slow down when you're in, I'm just gonna call it hyperspeed. I think it's like, it's not like the jump, but it's a different thing. But anyway, when you're like in slipstream like that, it'll tell you to slow down when it's too late. So by the time it tells you to slow down, it's literally too late to slow down. Like you're screwed. You're gonna overshoot it. There's no way to stop it, right? Like see here, it says to slow down. So I cut my throttle as fast as I can. I'm going here. And see, I overshoot it. See, so basically you have to pay really close attention every single time you want to go to a station, a base. It does this, and you just basically it's not worth it to slow down, and I'll tell you why. Because you're like sitting there, you're like, oh, I gotta slow down, and then and the throttle's like way too sensitive, right? So it's like, oh, let me slow down, and then it takes you 5 minutes to get there anyway. And it turns out it's almost always faster to overshoot it. And I'm gonna try to do an emergency. There we go. Okay, so you have to get within like a couple kilometers, like to disengage. Why is it taking so long? There we go. Okay, it was loading the station. And so like that's okay because it's realism, right? But then on another level, I'm in a game. I don't want to have to slow my ship down like that every single freaking time. Imagine every time you travel to a place, you have to fly by the place, go back, and sometimes you fly by it again and again and again, and then finally you arrive at the freaking place, okay? So that's annoying. Another thing is docking. Now, don't get me wrong, there are a shit ton of locations in this game. That's one thing, this game does not have any sort of size issue. You could play this game for like forever and you would never complain, oh, this game is too small or there's not enough to do, right? Like, look at this. Look at all these. You can travel to any one of these. I mean, you're not going to, like, ever. No one's ever going to travel out. Even if you're an explorer, because, okay, first off, it doesn't make any sense to go here because of a money issue, because you have to pay for fuel, right? And so my ship, for example, I think I can probably do like 12 average size jumps, and that'll probably like expend my fuel, right? And I tried when I first got it, I'm like, I'm going to go out as far as I could go. So I went like 5 systems out. So I went to, say, about Cremain, basically, from where I am now. And so I'm like 5 systems out, and it's like, oh, you're out of fuel. And so I had to search around, and the planet I wasn't, or the solar system I was in didn't have an ore base, so I couldn't refuel. So I got screwed. I had to start over, and it really sucked. And like I get you want to go for the realism, but that doesn't mean you have to make your game painful to play, right? Okay, so we're gonna go to another thing. Let's go ahead and dock with the station, and I can get back to what I was going to show you initially. So we're going to contact station, request docking. Okay, like I was saying earlier, there's a problem with docking, and I'll tell you what. There have been times when I was out of fuel, so I had no options, right? So I have to go to the nearest station, and you could say, well, it's your fault for running out of fuel. Well, my ship has a small fuel tank. I'm just trying to make a profit here, that that stuff sort of shit happens. So I'm totally out of fuel, so I have to go to this station, right? I get to the station, I request docking, I get put in a queue, right? A line. And it's a small station, not a big one like this. Small ore mining station. I kid you not, There were like 6 guys out there in their ships waiting to refuel just like I was. And they're just like all like hovering there, like we're flying around the station doing stupid, shit, trying to get our ships destroyed and shit like that. Just waiting because there are people in the station and the station only supports like 3 or 4. And so it gets like freaking aggressive. People are like spamming the button to try to dock, right? And so like I'm sitting there and I'm like, this is a game. Why am I sitting here waiting for 20 minutes for this fuel full to get done fueling? Like that just doesn't make sense. That's not fun, okay? That's not a fun thing to do. And speaking of non unfun things, I'm going to bring up this. Spinning stations in theory, really cool idea. It's great to dock with them. But when your station has no identifying features, like here, I'm trying to find the docking port, right? And it says it's like there's a marker over there. But the station is constantly spinning, okay? And the station is literally my only point of reference. Like there's nothing I can look out. Everything else is just freaking stars, right? So I have to basically, I spend a lot of time derping around trying to dock with this station because I need to find the side of it, like it's spinning, right? There's no identifiers that you can tell. I have to find the side where I can actually dock with the frickin' station, like the entry to it, right? And okay, you'll see down there, it's on my HUD, but oh my gosh, you don't even know. Like, I don't get why they didn't put like multiple entryways or something. Even with my HUD on here, it's still hard to tell what I'm freaking like turning to and shit like that. Like, and try not to hit the station while I'm at it, like I mean, you kind of have to play the game to know, but it's just like for every cool thing this game has, it has something that's just like a pain that you're like, why did they even put this in, you know? And that's why I say it's like a simulator, like it's like a spaceship simulator, but it has bad things that even a simulator shouldn't have. Okay, like this, you know? Okay, I see another guy's ship. He's probably found the dock. Yep, there we go. Okay. Okay, so I finally found the side of this thing where I can dock at. So the docking thing's spinning. Oh no, flight challenge. So I gotta fly into this, and I got 6 minutes left to dock and land. So I don't mind this, okay? I don't mind flying into a spinny thing. I just wish there was some way they could have like had you spawn in front of the door, or just make the doors easier to find somehow, or something, or simpler looking stations. I don't know, man. Now, bear with me. I'm with the controller. I'm not used to it, so if I crash, it's the controller. Ooh, okay, made it. That was close. Okay, so now I gotta find my docking pad. It says pad 6. So that's 4. Ah, fragging. Okay, so I think 6 was over here. Wasn't it? 17. This is exactly the shit that I'm talking about. Like, oh my gosh. Where is pad number 6? And see, it's like a circular station. So I'm sitting here spinning like a moron. Okay. Where is 6? I'm sitting here, and like you see my radar screen, like I'm not sure. I'm sure it's on there somewhere, but it's kind of like there's a lot of shit on there. Okay, I'm gonna fly back to the end because I think I saw it when I came in or something. Not hit anything. No, 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 no. Okay. So let's see here. Gotta find pad number 6 so I can show you the mission system. Anyway, I guess like in any other game, there it is. Like in an RPG or something, and I guess someone would argue this is an RPG, but like if you're doing stuff like this, it would be called busy work, right? And that's what this whole game is. This whole game is traveling and busy work. And I know part of the thing about it is traveling and stuff, but it just saps the fun out of it, man. I mean, I like simulators. Like I said, I own a flight simulator. I own a joystick, I love it. I play it. And at sometimes I do like playing this, I'm like, "Oh, well, let's do some serious spaceship business," But ultimately, you're playing this, and when it comes right down to it, it's not worth all the weird crap they put in it. Okay, just not weird, but you know, like pain in the ass, like frickin' you have to dock. You have to dock facing a certain direction. They won't let you face any other direction when you dock. So you have to face a direction, you have to dock perfectly. Now, are there ways around this in the game? Yes. If you earn enough money, you can get stuff that'll help you. It'll like dock automatically and stuff like that and all that sort of shit. Gosh. I'm like really close to being okay. I think I'm like perfectly center, right? Facing the right way. Okay, there we go. Anyway, it's just got like all this crap. Alright, this video is probably getting long, so I'm just gonna go in, show you the missions, talk about that for a little bit longer. And like, it looks nice. I mean, look at this. This shit looks amazing. Like, I'm in a space station. I feel like I am. I'm docking. All that shit, right? And it's just, it looks good. It looks good. It plays really crappy, but it looks really good. Okay, here we go. Starport services. Yeah. And like, I guess if you're into space trading, this is really the game for you. Like I said, I don't trade. So I'm either combat or like cargo shipping. You know, and that's what I do. And like I said, you can't, oh, that brings up another thing. You can't get any decent money from anything that I saw other than just like shipping cargo. At least like in my level. Okay, so here, I'm in a huge starport. Available missions, 2. It's 14 hours in the game. I got 2 missions. This is smaller than even the small bases have. Normally they have more than this. Like, this is ridiculous, right? And you're like, oh, well, I mean, it's not, look at all, there's other ones. Even if I had the highest level and all the reputation and the biggest ship and everything, right? That's all the missions. That's like 8 for this huge, like, star base, you know? 8 missions, right? And these are just randomly generated crap. It's the same thing over and over and over and over again. It's going to be like, oh, go to this system, go to this system. You know, I mean, that's for delivery. But I haven't even started with the combat. Okay, let's say you're like, oh, well, I'm not like Tree Baron. I want to go in and I want to kill people, right? So, this one's called Killing Grounds. I assume you're hunting people down, right? Target Major Tom, haha, real funny. Okay, so it's in a system 10 light years away, right? Now, I don't really actually want to do this mission because I don't think I'm going to have enough time, but we will see. I could probably do some editing magic here and take you there. Give me a minute. Okay, so I'm traveling to my destination. I've done about 5 different jumps trying to get to this mission thing. You can look at my fuel. My fuel was full when I left, and now it's about halfway. One of the good things about this game is fuel is not expensive. That's one of the things that they got right. Oh my gosh. See, I couldn't turn away from the sun there. Okay, ignore me flying into the sun, please. So, basically, I was gonna talk about the combat on my way there. Okay, so I own 2 other ships other than the one I'm in, right? And I'm pretty proud of this one. You can look, it's right there. I own one of them as a fighter ship, which I use once and then I never use it again. And let me tell you, here's why. Okay, basically, what in this game you have to track other players. You know how I was having trouble earlier getting to the station, like I kept overshooting it? Players is like that, but if you screw up, like, you're doomed. So you have to be in a ship faster than them. You have to find one of them. Why am I not getting out of the sun? Destination target obscured. Well, I just want to get out of the range of the sun. Please? Don't need to go to the destination. No, it's obscured. Okay. Having problems here. But anyway, basically what happens is you have to get, I think it's called, like, right there, an FSD interdictor. And basically you have to throw them out of hyperspace, right? So you have to chase them down, and then that'll toss them out of hyperspace. Then you can dogfight them, okay? Now, I've fought bots, and I've killed bots, because the bots are really crappy in this game. It's basically you turn in circle until you get the shot, okay? Like, you cut your throttle so you turn faster, and then you turn in circle, and you get the shot. Dogfighting, utterly boring, okay? And I don't even use rockets, you know? And I can't imagine with rockets it'd probably be, like, worse. It'd probably be just like, oh, I'm locked. Beep, 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 you know? Basically, one time I was attacked by a player. Player managed to get me out of hyperdrive. Like, normally I can outfly them because there's a thing where you have the option to fly out of it. Normally I can outfly them, but one time a player got me and I'm like, "Oh man, I'm screwed. This guy probably he does this all the time. He's probably really good at this." And so I'm like fighting him, and he kind of sucks, and he's almost killed me though, and I'm like, okay, because I was fighting for like a long time, and I was in a cargo ship like fully loaded, so I'm like, okay, well I guess I'll just try and see if I can outrun him, and I did. I just like full power to the engines, you know, put your weapons up, and then like just engage, and you can just get away from them. Like it's not even other players, not even a threat. And that's like sad, right? Like I was kind of hoping that he would actually be able to get me. Like it'd be an interesting story. Like, oh, one time a guy actually chased me down and hunted me down and killed me. No, no, I've been outnumbered by computer ships like 4-1, right? Like I kill one and then you just fly away and they can't catch you. And on both sides, that's kind of sucky, really. So like players aren't really a threat to you 99% of the time, right? Even with full cargo, right? Like, I mean, he probably had like the basic ship, but still, like, it's just, it's ridiculous. And okay, I'm gonna talk a bit more about the missions, but I'm trying to get out of the range of the stupid sun. Let me figure out how to do that, and then I'll cut back in, and hopefully we'll actually be at our destination this time. Okay, I just made it out of the sun. Finally figured it out. Just to get out of the sun's gravity, I had to change my destination and target Kingsmill Refinery. And then when I had to, so I had to switch my target, which was set to the system I was going to with the mission where I actually get to kill people. And even after I did that, I finally did that, and it finally let me out. But like just small things like that, like it wouldn't let me just like fly out because like, oh, your target's in a different place. Like that's just a pain in the ass. Why would you put that? You know, like it's just like all a whole bunch of little things in this game are like that. Like it's just these like pointless little obstacles. Like all I did was I accidentally pushed down and flew into the sun. And the only reason for that is because you come out of hyperdrive so close to the sun. You know, like that was it. And that wasted what, like 10 minutes just doing that. Sorry, I'm really upset with this game. Actually, also, I found out that the one I'm going to, it's taking. I've done, like I said, I did like 5 or 6 off-screen jumps. I'm here, and if you see the orange path, yeah. So I decided I'm not gonna go there because it's like 15 jumps away. Why a system would give me a mission for something that's like 20 jumps away, also with an expiration date of 2 hours, I don't know. I don't know. That just seems terrible. I mean, I guess I could make it there. I could probably make it there in 2 hours. But, I mean, you know what I'm saying. Like, why even give me a mission that's 20 jumps away? Like, seriously. And, like, I'm not even in the default ship, too. The ship has better jumping capability than the default. By far. And it's like 15, 20 jumps away. So, I'm going to go ahead and find a smaller station and see if I can get a better option than Killing Grounds. And if I can't, I guess I'll just end the video, guys. Just want to say, 90% of Elite Dangerous right here. Just going in a straight line, waiting to arrive at my destination, which this is just like one of the space stations in the system. Just waiting here. It looks nice, yeah, but I mean, come on. It's like freaking looking at a screensaver. Full throttle, right here. Full power on my engines. Waiting. Still waiting. Yep. Waiting, waiting, waiting. full speed. What's even worse about this is you don't know how much actual time is to the target because your ship does auto slow down a little bit. Not enough to keep you from overshooting, but it does it like just to the annoying point where like the closer you get the slower you go, right? So as I'm going to this thing, it's just basically it's slowing me down even though I don't want it to. And it's just the slower and slower and slower, you know, and so like it's just it's like it's designed to make stuff painful sometimes. Right? Like that's the feeling I get with this game. And I know it's not, and I know it was made with love and whatever, and to some extent I support what it's doing, but I mean, was this necessary? So much waiting, you know? Like it's too realistic. Like in some ways it's too realistic, in others it's not. I don't know what to say. It's just kind of a pain. It's not really fun. It's just like, I mean, I guess if you have a ton of time to play, you could arguably say, well, this is the perfect game for that. Because, I mean, it's just a time sink. Like I said, I stopped at like 15 hours for a lot of different reasons. But, see, I've slowed down. Oh my gosh. This is so freaking far away. Why would you even build a space station out this far, huh? Why? Okay, you know what? Screw this game. I was gonna try to give you an example of what I was talking about combat-wise, but I'm just gonna explain it because this is taking too long, and I did not want to play this game for like an hour and a half to make this video. Okay, so long story short, there's a kill mission, right? And they'll be like, oh, we need you to go kill this target, and they'll tell you the system, okay? Now, they're not at like a space station in the system, right? Which, that would make sense. Okay, someone's trying to lock onto me. I got my controller, like I said, so I might not actually be able to do it. We'll see. Anyway, we can show you the combat of the game. But basically, you go to the system, and somewhere in these huge systems, like you're seeing how long it's taking me just to fly to a freaking space station. Somewhere in the huge system is just your target dicking around somewhere, and you don't know where, right? So like basically you go and you try to get lucky, and you like if the target's right next to the sun where you jump in, right? Then you're like, "Oh shit, I actually found a target." But I've tried to do at least 8 of these, and I've had a fighter ship, and I've bought like sensors and crap, like advanced stuff, right? And all that time I never found a single one of them. And like you get paid like a fourth of what you get paid for a cargo run, right? And that's just you dicking around, hoping this guy shows up in the system, right? It's like ridiculous. Like we're out of range of all the contacts right now, but normally there's like 40 contacts, right? So what you have to do is you have to select each contact individually to find out their name, like the name of their ship, so you can figure out if it's the guy you're trying to find, right? And ships are constantly coming in and out of the system, so like there's always like ships getting added, ships getting taken away. It's just like I can't even explain it. Okay, here. I'm going to do a scan of the ship, see how long it takes. There we go. Imagine that times like, and here like more ships are popping up. Imagine 30 of those, and you're trying to find one dude, right? And even once you find him, you still have to catch him. Like, so there have been times when I find my target, and he's flying in some weird direction, and I can't catch up to him. It's just... Imagine going through 30 of these, looking for a target, right? You gotta scan each one. Oh. It's even worse when you're scanning for cargo. Like if you're trying... Oh, man. Basically, what I'm saying is, this game does a lot of stuff to piss me off, and... I mean, don't buy it unless you're, like, really hardcore into space shit. like really hardcore, and you got a lot of time on your hands, and you just love pretty visuals. All right, that's all I got to say. Thanks for watching, guys. Sorry if this was kind of a rant video, although I like rant videos. Anyway, bye.